Whether you're a veteran like myself, or you're maybe a military member who's transitioning in the next couple of years, maximizing your VA disability rating and knowing this process that I'm about to show you is going to be the most financially impactful thing for your entire household's trajectory that you could possibly do. I know that's a big claim, but the fact that it is tax-free passive pension, most people work 20 years for something that is less, good, right? So I want you to lock in this next 6 or 7 minutes. I want this to be the best return on your 6 or 7 minutes on the entire internet, because I'm going to show you from beginning, very beginner, to the end, how to file your VA claim and how to do it the right way, the way that 90% of transitioning military and veterans are not doing. You're very fortunate being on this video because most people are not researching, so I'm going to give you this time and give you this value. Hit the like button if you like, definitely subscribe, share it with someone who needs it. Here we go. Before we even get onto the board, here's what you need for your VA disability to even start, okay? To start your VA disability process, you need a diagnosis, a bona fide medical diagnosis, all right? Because if you don't have a diagnosis and you say, hey, I've been suffering from ringing in my ears for 30 years, I'm going to claim it now, but I never got actually diagnosed, or I suffered back pain in the service, but I never went to the doctor, I think I'm going to claim it now, and I'm still not diagnosed. Wrong. Go back to the drawing board, get your butt to the doctor. You're probably going to hear me say that a lot. You need a diagnosis. That is the starter. If you don't have it diagnosed, it is a non-starter. Get it diagnosed. After a diagnosis, what do we need? We need a service connection. This is how you get compensated for VA disability. You have to have a condition, boom, it's diagnosed, and it has to be connected to your service. That means A, you're diagnosed during your active duty service, implicitly service connected. B, maybe you're diagnosed with something chronic within 1 year after your active duty service. If that's you, then you definitely need to get on it, right? Or C, which is outside the scope of this video, you do what's called a secondary claim, meaning that your condition was caused by a condition that's already service connected. That is what we need. We need a diagnosis, we need a service connection. Here's the 3-step attack approach to how you're going to win your VA claim. How's this for a New Year's resolution? Be sure to lock in because you need to get this done. Number 1, obtain your medical records. I'll give a small caveat to that. If you're listening to me, you're saying, Jordan, my medical records were from 40 years ago, and guess what? I didn't go to the dang doctor anyway. I hear you. I don't blame you. That was the culture then. They really didn't like y'all to go to the doctor. I totally get it. At that point, if you're fully confident that you've never been to sick call, it's probably not worth it to wait months obtaining, chasing down your medical record. I'll give you that. What you should do is presumptive conditions, things like that, outside the scope of this video, okay? But largely, if not, you need to obtain your medical records. If you're currently active duty, hey, log into MHS Genesis. That's a new portal. Log into MHS Genesis, download your freaking medical records, and go through them. I would do Control F and type the word diagnosis or type the word, encounters. But you go through and you see what you were diagnosed with. That is valuable intel because step 2, now we need to take those conditions that we're diagnosed with or going to get diagnosed with and research them. Research them, not in terms of WebMD, we know what the symptoms are, but in terms of how does the VA rate these conditions? And how could I use that intel in order to open their playbook and strategize my claim to get rated what I deserve? That is huge. So whether it's free information here, right? Combat Craig makes some great free info. What's his name? Dwayne Kimball, right? KMD 89 Consulting. He was a former Raider. He makes amazing information. I watch this stuff, you know what I mean? Just to stay sharp. Research, either invest your time or maybe invest some cash. Combat Craig has a boot camp, an online course that's paid. I like that course. Same thing, Dwayne Kimball has an online course and an ebook that is great information. I buy these things, guys. If I'm buying these things, guess what? I'm already maxed out. You guys have so much to gain. Do some research, don't skimp out. Either pay some cash or invest plenty of time. And compile. That's the last part to number 2. Compile. You are going to want to compile maybe your medical records to where, hey, these are my back medical records, these are my shoulder medical records. And then submit the entire file, right? If it's 1,000 pages, submit your entire records, upload them. And then I like to upload specific condition records as well, just to make it easier for the VA. You're also compiling your lay evidence. If you don't know what this is, you need to research this, go down the rabbit hole. In the VA claims process, you are allowed to be your own witness. You are allowed to write your own witness statements in the form of personal statements, and it actually counts as evidence. You're telling the VA, hey, this is my condition, this is how it's onset, this is how my symptoms are, and it counts as bona fide evidence. How is that not shouted off of off of rooftops at these VSO places? We won't know. But speaking of VSOs, step 3, file online. File online on va.gov. It's actually pretty simple. If you're telling me, hey Jordan, I'm allergic to computers, I cannot use a computer to save my life, or maybe you have a disability, bad carpal tunnel, I've had a couple people like that, where you can't really type, hey, number 3, filed online, guess what? If you want to utilize a VSO to file for you, I totally encourage that. What I don't encourage is utilizing these free services, right? People who are slammed, who don't have time, using them for strategy. That is a huge misstep, okay? Make sure you get your strategy either on YouTube for free, right, from good sources, or a paid course or what have you, VA Claims Academy, what have you, and take that strategy to the VSO, have them do the grunt work, the leg work of filing for you. Again, if you're totally against filing for yourself, that's what I always prefer, is to file yourself. Take that strategy to the VSO, and then you have the knowledge also to be able to check their work. These people are very good people a lot of times, but a lot of times they can be slammed, and you just don't want to be a casualty of someone who has the power of attorney, meaning that when they mess up, guess what? It's you that messed up. Or if they make a false statement, guess what? It's you that made a false statement in trying to get a government benefit. That could be fraud, it could be different things, so make sure you check their work. That is the 3-step process. Number 1, obtain your medical records. That means your service treatment records. That means your out-of-service records. Number 2, research. Get smart, work smart, not hard, play chess, not checkers, all those platitudes. Get smart in this process. It is worth it. Compile your lay evidence. That is your ammunition. That is what we're going to attack this process with. That's what I specialize in. Number 3, file online, va.gov. It's as simple, it's like doing TurboTax, okay? It's a very simple process. It's actually a good website. If you're allergic to filing online, either you file on paper or go ahead and get in touch with the VSO if you can, and then make sure, again, you're only having them do the legwork of actually filing for you, and check their work, my friends. Check their work. If this helped you, hit the like button, definitely subscribe. More importantly, share it with someone who needs it. I want this to be the best investment of however long this went, maybe 7 minutes now, on the internet. Let's go ahead and do this. This is a New Year's resolution for us, 2024. Let's get this done. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.